Undoubtedly, things have taken a turn that nobody saw coming. Just when everyone thought that Yandy Mendeecees and Erica's relationship had fully stabilized, sources pertaining to love and hip-hop, rumors are circulating about that Yandy has gone crazy after allegedly discovering Mendeecees and Erica in a situation that left everyone speechless. We're talking about private conversations, off-camera interactions, and private moments that weren't meant for the public to see. Fans of Daylight are sharing right now pictures and conjectures on social media, suggesting that the 13th of May has suddenly turned into the messiest season ever. Several people who claim to have been on set claim that Yandy did more than just confront Mendeecees. She apparently appeared, spoke clearly, and then walked away as the cameras continued to dock. It's the kind of raw, emotional scene that makes love and hip-hop famous. Additionally, if the insider's assertions are true, Yandy might actually be done this time. But was it truly as terrible as others depicting it? Hear me. Or is there more to this story than what is being shared online? Stay in as we break down exactly what is being said about this problem, and why everyone is paying attention at this moment. It all started on a calm day when the hip-hop and love scenes seemed unusually quiet, but behind the scenes, hostility had been growing for weeks. Those close to the cast say Yandy has been more withdrawn than usual, and is rarely observed in casual gatherings or typical group settings. A lot of people assumed it was because she had been hearing unproven rumors. Half-formed rumors circulated that Mendeecees and Erica were getting together away from the cameras. At first, she chose to ignore it, writing it off as someone who was inciting unnecessary drama. But additional signs started to appear as the days passed. Yandy's close friends reportedly noticed a shift in her enthusiasm. She kept checking her phone, putting it aside to make private calls, discussions during shooting pauses. And every time she hung up, her countenance would get tight. She wasn't smiling as much or making jokes with the crew like she usually did. Then came the moment when it was all too much to bear. In her dressing room, an on-set hairstylist claimed to have overheard Yandy engaged in an irate phone call. There was uncertainty about the details, but one thing was apparent. It's true. Then, they actually got together behind me, Yandy replied in a voice that was both sharp and piercing. By then, things could no longer be ignored. There were rumors that Mendeecees and Erica had been sighted together. Late in the evening in Atlanta, in a more quiet setting rather than a club or public event, fans started posting vague pictures and speculative descriptions on social media, such as Erica driving up to not Mendeecees, the same spot again, until someone uploaded an actual short film. These sites included a lounge that was well known for its special VIP areas. Most people dismissed that as nonsense. Pursuing, a woman with Erica's distinctive red hair was seen in the video, standing next to someone with Mendeecees-style hair. That was all Yandy needed, even though it wasn't very good. Yandy claimed that she tried her best to keep her cool. She arrived on set, but she didn't take part in any scenes, and for 2 days she was completely silent. The producers asked her what was wrong, but she waved them aside. She appeared to be fortifying herself prior to taking action. On the third day, however, everything changed. According to insiders, Yandy showed up on set dressed entirely in black. She had a really serious expression. No makeup, no smiles. At the moment, everyone knew that something was going to fall. It was subsequently revealed that Yandy had asked Mendeecees and Erica to meet privately before the filming started. Because there are cameras everywhere, private conversation, hip-hop and love are never truly private. But this time, producers gave her a reprieve, at least initially. Witnesses said that Yandy went up to Mendeecees and asked him questions directly without even looking at Erica. Is it accurate then? Mendeecees reportedly stared at her for a moment after he froze. Since then, have you been seeing her off camera? But Erica, caught off guard, said nothing, her eyes flitting between them. No, that isn't the case. Things are constantly being twisted by people. According to reports, Mendeecees initially tried to explain, but Yandy wouldn't listen. According to those around him, she raised her voice again and said, "Have you been seeing her?" Interrupting him mid-sentence. "Without telling me. Is that right?" And that's when the mayhem began. Witnesses said that the man sighed, wiped his face and admitted that it wasn't the entire story or all the details. But it was enough. The face of Yandy reportedly crumbled in real time within seconds after he remarked, "We spoke a few times, but it wasn't like that." That one sentence was sufficient to completely upend everything. The anger left her face and was replaced by sorrow. Even at her previous well-known hip-hop and love moments, some on the scene said, They had never seen her like that. After that, things quickly became worse. "Are you actually meeting my spouse in secret out here?" Erica turned to Yandy, who reportedly said, "It ain't even that deep," renowned for her quick comebacks. Erica reportedly shrugged and made a single comment that completely turned Yandy off. But rather than yelling back, she fell silent, and according to many accounts, she shook her head, murmured something under her breath, and departed the set right away. But it didn't end there. Fans who were lucky enough to be in the vicinity shared re-updates on social media, saying things like, "Yandy, just you all stormed out. It's going to be an amazing season." The cameras would have been waiting nearby, recording every step Yandy made as she left. Tried to ask her if she wanted to come off or talk to someone, but she wasn't listening. After Yandy left, the atmosphere on the set grew gloomy, with one source claiming that Mendeecees remained there for a long time, with his head down while Erica pretended nothing important had just happened. According to sources, the scene in Yandy was as dramatic, and Erica took out her phone and started looking through it as if she hadn't been bothered at all. She reportedly spent hours isolating herself in hair room and wouldn't speak to anyone, not even close friends who came to check on her. Later that day, her protective sister was spotted arriving. At night, she appeared extremely upset, and fans started piecing things together. At that point, they realized that whatever was what was going on between Yandy Mendeecees and Erica wasn't just tail filler, though, because social media was ablaze by that point. Pictures of the alleged meat film were everywhere, and people were debating whether or not Mendeecees and Erica were actually in the video. "Ain't them?" some were saying, while others insisted that it was evident from the body language alone. Locally, hashtags like #YanDY walkout and #MaleDC single quotes are revealed started to gather traction. Just a few hours later, many more tweets were coming in, and none of the three had made any public statements during the entire ordeal. Instagram stories, no tweets, nothing. That silence increased the buzz, which caused many began to wonder if things were worse than they appeared. Fans pointed out that Yandy rarely stays silent for this long, especially when her name is being slandered. Others speculated that the producers told everyone to stop blogging until film was shown. As a result, the drama would have a considerably greater impact when it eventually aired on television. At night, more details emerged from people who said they were in the backstage area. One of the most important disclosures was that Mendeecees and Erica's interactions weren't isolated instances. They had reportedly been spotted at least twice in the past month, both times in places that were concealed from cameras. The source even mentioned a specific spot, a small pub outside the city that is known for its privacy and where no photographers tend to gather, which further heightened the anticipation by suggesting that this was a scheduled meeting rather than an accidental one. As word got out, they started to react silently. One cast member posted an enigmatic Instagram story saying, "You can't trust anyone." Another shared a video demonstrating the return of drama season, along with a photo of themselves looking anxious. And followers immediately connected those posts to the situation with Yandy Mendeecees and Erica. Although no names were mentioned explicitly, it appeared as though the entire love and hip-hop community was hanging its breath, waiting to see what Yandy would do next. The issue: Yandy had spent the majority of the night at home with her sister and a few close friends. Those who knew her well said that she wasn't her usual calm self, but rather that she was pacing back and forth, hardly sleeping, and reviewing everything again, in her thoughts. She continued to ask questions. The same query permitted her to ask, what was he doing? How could either of them act as if nothing had happened? According to sources, Gandhi's rage was fans noticed something else strange the following day, and Gandhi suddenly launched his Instagram account. It was not just Mendeecees' interaction with Erica. It was the fact that they both remained silent, as though her feelings were inconsequential, private. For someone who frequently shares her life with her followers on social media, that small gesture meant a lot. Within minutes, screenshots started to go viral with comments stating that her profile was suddenly restricted. For instance, producers were scrambling to figure out what to do next because Yandy isn't playing and is actually keeping everyone out. Back at the Love and Hip Hop set, some people thought Yandy, some claimed she simply needed time to relax, while some suggested she would never return. According to insiders, Mendeecees' entire demeanor changed when he returned to the set. Instead of being relaxed or confident, he was seated in alone, not talking to anyone, and the corner, looking attentively. Crew members said it seemed awkward, like everyone was trying to hide the huge elephant in the room. Erica was acting like nothing had happened, though. One set member said she seemed to thrive on the tension caused by people talking, and she showed up on set wearing colorful clothes, smiling, joking, and even making jokes with the camera crew. As for her behind the scenes, a number of people murmured that she certainly enjoyed every minute of it since it placed Erica at the center of the plot. Later that afternoon, things got much hotter. It was said that the producers' conversation had convinced Yandy to come back for a final, but the sources agreed that it wouldn't be a quiet gathering this time. But she would only shoot in a group scene because they prefer to have everything recorded on video, the entire unvarnished encounter. Fans would be able to see what happened firsthand rather than just hear about it when the next season premiered. Mendeecees and Erica were the only people in the room. With no cameras, extras, or distractions, the producers quickly emptied the main filming space so that only the three of them and a few staff members would be present. Many on the set said that the intensity in that location was so great that you could feel it. Before you even arrived, everyone fell silent as Yandy appeared, walking right past the team and the cameras with her eyes fixated on Mendeecees. No greetings, just smiles. Insiders say her voice was calm but chilly when she finally answered, and Yandy stood a few paces away from them both and asked, "So, you really thought I wasn't going to find out?" At first, minds were quiet. For a minute, there was complete silence, no music, no background noise, and the camera seemed to take their breath as well. Erica appeared carefree as she crossed her arms and leaned back in her chair. Finally, voice could be heard. "I don't intend for it to become low, such as this," Yandy said, her face tensing, "but it did. You sat there lying to me and smiling in my face while you were sneaking around with her. It's not like you, Yandy, either," Erica said, breaking the tension with her usual assertive tone. "A gullible person. Everybody has some small secrets." Yandy's head seems two people who witnessed it stated she wasn't going to let Erica shift the topic, and she snapped around at that remark so fast that time seemed to slow down. Yandy then went forward, increasing her voice, saying, "This isn't about me. You two are skulking around as if I'm don't mention my name, as if you are an expert on my affairs." Mendeecees raised his hands in an attempt to defuse the situation, saying, "Hey, listen, it's not that." Yandy didn't hear it, but she wasn't acting sincere either. "You sat in my house raising our family while you out here disrespecting me," she replied. The incident reportedly broke her heart. And even staff members were crying as they saw it all unfold in real time, according to an insider. To make matters worse, Mendeecees had no real defense, standing there looking down as though he knew there was nothing there. And the whole thing felt so real and unfiltered that it was hard not to get caught up in the emotion, as if even she realized that things had gotten out of control. Erica stayed silent after that without yelling or protesting, simply watching Yandy stand there panting heavily with no more tactful comments or demeanor. According to sources, the entire incident lasted around 15 minutes, but it felt much longer. Yandy was crying, but she refused to let them. She simply turned around and walked away without yelling or hurling anything. The cameras followed her all the way to the parking lot, recording every move she took. Online admirers were immediately piecing together the details, sharing updates and speculations like, "Yay, back on the set. She's not done yet." Not yet. After Yandy left, producers asked for a stop. Mendeecees reportedly stayed behind, and nobody knew exactly what to do next. Erica finally made a side exit, appearing completely unfazed once more. They sat quietly on the couch and discussed behind the scenes how to use the movie. Some felt it was too real, too raw to show without editing. Others argued that fans are searching for moments like this, which was emotionally charged, impromptu, and completely unexpected. By the evening, cast members who weren't directly involved in the drama started to react subtly, with some of them like fan posts about Yandy leaving, released old photos of themselves with the caption, "Stay solid," implying both loyalty and betrayal. Supporters were divided. Some were entirely in Yandy's corner, applauding her for standing up for herself, while others were surprisingly accusing Mendeecees of being Mendeecees. There had been no official announcements yet, but everyone knew that the hush would soon be broken. Really do anything illegal, since there was no evidence of anything other than discussions. And as usual, Erica's supporters said she owed Yandy nothing at all. The morning after the furious confrontation, the Love and Hip Hop set appeared to be drastically different. Instead of chatting among themselves between takes, crew members were now heads down and moving silently. As if nobody wanted to be the first to speak, Outside the manufacturing bubble, the noise level was rising even more, but producers had already begun reviewing the day's footage, trying to figure out just how they would portray it when the new season premiered. Overnight fan-made videos, analyzing every single facet of Yandy Mendeecees and Erica's situation, including their Instagram lives, Twitter threads and responses, videos analyzing Mendeecees' face, Yandy's body language, and Erica's smile during the fight. Exposed was still trending, and fans were waiting for any kind of post from the three of them, so hashtags like #YanDY, #DYWWalkout, and #MenDYC single quotations were used until Erica finally spoke in the middle of the morning. Her two-word Instagram supporters interpreted the story post, which was a selfie with the words, "not bothered," as evidence that Erica was performing well in whatever role she had and was totally unconcerned with the repercussions. It wasn't a message or a lengthy video, but it sparked the internet blade in the drama. There had been no posts, articles, or anything else about Yandy, and those who were contacting her claimed that she was taking a break and wasn't yet ready to speak in public. One source even claimed that Yandy canceled an appearance she had scheduled for later that week, saying she wasn't in the right mindset. Many fans were shocked when Haspa didn't say anything since they expected him to go online and clear his name. But instead, everyone's focus was on that one scene from the set. Yandy was standing in front of him. "You really believed I wouldn't find out?" I posed the question that was already ingrained in everyone's mind. As the day went on, more information emerged from behind the scenes. According to an unidentified crew member, there had actually been another small scene removed from the movie before Tandy left, suggesting that Mendeecees had seen Erica for a private conversation shortly before the significant encounter. The fact that they had a private conversation shortly before Tandy's arrival added another layer of complexity, and no one knew exactly what was said. The fans were constantly convinced that Mendeecees was cautioning Erica and telling her to keep quiet about the entire incident. So when one of Yandy's close friends sent the situation grew even more confusing after a long, impassioned letter was posted on Instagram in the late afternoon without naming anyone. Support for Yandy and her family, loyalty, and the agony of witnessing a loved one endure damage at the hands of those closest to them. As soon as fans noticed the connection, they slammed Erica and Mendeecees in the comment area. What happened next was far worse. A fan website that focuses on hip-hop and love broadcast an exclusive voice message that was allegedly from someone on set. Yandy's was heard saying, "I can't believe he really did me like this." The audio allegedly featured a woman's voice, and the brief clip lasted only a few seconds short, given everything we've been through. But it was enough to shake the fan base. And as night fell, everyone was waiting for more. Fans looked at their timelines every few minutes to see whether Yandy would say anything at all, just as it appeared that things were starting to settle down. Mendeecees went live in the middle of the night. Hippo immediately joined Minda's impromptu Instagram live, which drew tens of thousands of viewers, and left comments like, "What is the reality? We also want explanations." However, Mendeecees did not immediately jump into explanations. Instead, he sat for a considerable amount of time, appearing worn out, as though he had not slept for days. He seemed worn out, as though he hadn't slept for days, and his voice was lower and quieter than usual. "I know everyone waiting for me to say something," he said, "and right now, I'm aware that people have a lot to say about me. All I'm going to say is this," he added, pausing to look at the screen and read the comments, because life is complicated and not always straightforward. Every word was being devoured by fans. Mendeecees responded, "Everything happens, sometimes, without specifically acknowledging or disputing anything. Even though you make mistakes occasionally, it doesn't mean you don't love the people you care about." The live feed was full of screenshots and screen recordings, and after just a few minutes he ended it, leaving everyone with more questions than answers. Fans argued if Mendeecees had effectively admitted his guilt without really declaring it on Instagram and Twitter almost instantly. Yandy's Instagram finally reappeared the following morning, displaying only a single dark